Yo, what's going on, Council, and welcome back for another To Be Hero X reaction, everybody. This week we got episode 11. So, last time on To Be Hero X, our girl Lucky Cyan was indeed able to save her boy Calamity from the evil clutches of the head orphanage and his pack of zombies that originated due to a mass accumulation of fear, everybody. Also, during this arc, we got the reveal that the Commission finally recognized fear as a new, power source, if you will, and it became wide known to the general public. Thoughts, McMillian?
Was it the general public or was it just?
Yes, the commission, recognized it, and then therefore the general public also started learning about what fear was.
They had to explain what the fuck was going on in that town. Never mind. I'm caught. I remember now. All right. Because at first I was like, I felt like they would have kept it secret, but then I forgot they had to explain to the wider public this is what the fuck was happening in the town. Yeah, no, it's interesting to see the commission get introduced because now we have kind of, granted, we kind of see hints of it throughout the series that there's people kind of orchestrating these heroes to be in certain places or ranks or do certain things. So, but to finally get like confirmation of like, oh, we see the people in the chair at the table, is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how much each one plays a hand in it, because like with Nice's story, for instance, or the commoner, I should say now, his up, like, I guess like him being nice, right? There was a lot of like hands in the pot for that, I guess. But like after he became the commoner, we really don't get to see how like too much of like if an agency is trying to control him.
Yeah.
As opposed to just like him being a hero all his own. Like, because it looks like, just based on how, like, what happened with Fear, that these people are doing backroom deals, kind of like have a conversation, like, would it be interesting if they fought, or this, or that, so it'd be interesting to see if that, like, plays into the fact, more into, like, the story or not. But
yeah, well, it's okay.
Yeah,
We're yapping a lot in this intro section. We're just gonna we'll save the rest.
Sorry, my bad.
We'll save the rest for the discussion part of the episode, everybody. And we're just gonna go ahead and hop straight into this reaction, everybody. Once again, To Be Hero X episode 11, Road to the Crown, everybody. Let's get into it.
University entrance exams. Maybe she just looks young for her age?
This sucks.
Also starting off in 2D animation for this art.
Oh yeah, can wonder if we'll get another completely 2D.
Please sit.
I'm done.
I'm already finished.
Yep.
Hey, it's only been 30 minutes. You're sure you...
No, it was an entrance exam, so she aced it. This guy.
What happened to taking your time, kiddo?
Why should I? I have 2 years to do this.
Oh, wait, that's her father, right?
Well, adoptive father, I think.
At this time, we invite our valedictorian Lu Yu Wei to the stage.
Oh my, we already skipped
This budding
Valerian
genius
to the
is
graduation.
also the youngest valedictorian in school history.
2 years. 2 years graduated. Valedictorian.
Oh, and I just thought about it. When they're saying like years after commission, that must be like the year after the commission like was found, like the council or the commission for the heroes.
Calling me a genius were kind, but I don't see
good.
the value in such praise. In this world, the trust we need to succeed does come from the people around us. But more importantly,
Maybe the creation of the commission
comes
like
from
ushered in
within.
like a new era for them.
I set a goal to graduate in 2 years, not so they'd call me a genius, to trust myself and change this world by becoming a hero.
Even you can be a hero.
Hero.
Bro, you think she'll try to become eggs?
That she took their drinks.
Done with that.
Let the girl dream, will you? At least she's out there doing something. I refuse to listen to you losers until you stop day drinking and go get jobs. So pay your tab and leave.
Damn.
She about to get fired. She better own that bar.
She run this bar. What you mean?
In turn, we suffer the consequences of their endless conflicts and witness the unimaginable disasters they cause. What they fail to recognize is that heroes are forged by the will of the people. And the will of the people isn't easy to regulate. We need better guidance. Only then can we achieve order.
She talking.
Is why
Hey,
I want to become X. I'll abolish trust, the system that no longer serves us. And greatness will rise from
Wait.
its ashes.
abolish
that
trust.
I'll usher in that greatness and vanquish chaos for good. I will be the hero who creates order.
So she had to
So was trust something they made? This is interesting.
Kenjun's always been a dreamer. We've received new data. And the tension between the sexes is high. It's the matchstick and blazing fire scandal.
We're doing
Giving her the spotlight
misogyny.
now is too risky.
We're attacking
put my eggs in
misogyny.
one basket. But I do foresee a wave of female heroes, and she will lead the charge.
For
That's
us,
interesting.
X represents her yearning. One day, I shall wear it as my crown.
Today.
Okay, so yeah, this just further confirms my theory. Hero X is probably either, like I said, you know, the #1 hero or the leader of the commission, or both, right?
You know, if my math is correct, it's been 2 decades since we last saw a woman take the rank of X.
Oh, so there was a woman X
Oh,
before.
okay.
So why they acting like it ain't been done before then?
And apparently, so has the industry.
It's very
She just signed on
interesting
with DOS to take
that
her crown.
X
We're
is the
very
title
honored
that
to have
the
DOS's
top hero
highest rated
has.
female hero, Boa,
When
joining us today.
X
She'll be
is
sharing
usually
about
like
her
10.
life and how becoming a hero has changed it.
It's just a very interesting. It's a. I wonder if that's going to play into it later.
Mix of power and beauty.
Number
Since her big
2?
magazine article came out, her fan base has exploded. And now, Boa's in the running for the top 10.
So is she an athlete and a hero?
Oh, it's old boy.
It is old boy. So she Michael Jackson.
Welcome to the 16th Hero Affairs Commission Ranking Tournament. Our first challenger.
Oh, first mention of the damn tournament.
The thing I thought this whole show was about.
The man who puts a grin on everyone's faces. Smile.
So they finna squabble. She got a big ass axe though. Okay, I guess you don't need no whipping. Are you got a big dog?
Ref, he's throwing the sun. Ref.
What is his name? Smile? What are we doing here?
Ref, he's throwing the sun. Help.
He flexing on her though.
Okay, configuration.
Grab that ass. Ooh. Damn, she tried to kill that man.
That's what I'm wondering. I was like, are they allowed to murder? Is that a fear?
Begone, pest. Leave her alone.
All right, new drip.
Damn.
Magic.
What was that?
After a truly spectacular battle, the hero who will be named this year's X is Boa!
Okay, so Boa rise to #1. I guess Smile was #1 before her. Okay.
Congratulations to my ladies. How lucky you are, Boa. Your success never would have happened without her speech. So go on, say thank you to your hero
Well,
sister.
damn.
This almost sounds like it was rigged.
If you're suggesting I should let her win next year, forget
Not
it.
necessarily.
X is my title. I earned it. Her giving me a trust bump doesn't change that.
You made the climb because I chose you to.
Oh my.
And I remember every rung you
I
stepped
knew
on
it.
as you
I see
rose to the
every
top.
last season or last
threatening
arc.
her.
I do this
I
motherfucker
don't
seem
need
dark.
anyone's
He
help.
just keeps showing it.
I'll win the title of X myself.
I just want you to remember we're all part of a family. A win for one of us.
Yeah, a family.
Well, now I got questions. I know he represent
There is one
Queen, Boa, and Cyan. What this old man doing collecting these women?
Listen, he was taking he saw an opportunity and he took it. All right. Now she plotting on her.
Hey, you. Heard Mickey spent a fortune on your speech. Now, I don't know if you're his cousin or you're screwing him or what.
Oh, my.
But I've got a news flash for you. Pretty words don't make you a hero. Don't talk to me like you're above it all!
Stand back.
Oh, my.
Are you done being a rascal? Tell the nice lady you're sorry.
No need.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Was that his power?
How is this happening? I don't understand. I can't stop looking.
Was it the cat?
Power
Oh.
too strong.
It hit me right before she said it.
I was thinking something serious was happening.
Yeah.
Your little man's a real sweetie. He won't bite you. Don't lick her, dude. Want to hang out on our floor with us?
Sure.
Yay!
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
go. Wow, he
What the
loves
fuck?
You hold on to him for a bit.
I guess all you need is a cat.
Officially moved into the tower.
Apparently.
That makes us neighbors. Drop
Now
by
my question
whatevs,
is,
okay?
that thing looks like it's not
the way we
a regular
interact,
cat.
as of
Is
late,
that his
the
power?
US
Is
has
that his
empowered
ability?
women to take
That's a
center
good
stage.
question.
Thanks to this trend, heroines are thriving.
Oh, my.
NBC's original senior executive Shand has stepped down from his roles as both COO and director. Meet the Treatment Corporation, the mogul's new business chock full
Okay.
of heroes.
So he started treatment?
FOMO has revolutionized communication. People.
Rock is heavily invested in MG and will assume all operating powers within the company in the next 5
So Rox took over Iso's manager's dad's thing. And then he left and started Rox, not Rox, the other guy, you know, the manager's dad, right? He started treatment. That's interesting.
Oh, there's from.
Okay, and then, yeah, there's Fernman, yeah. That's cool. So this is when Fernman started becoming a top hero as well.
This whole season is told in reverse order.
Yeah, it takes place essentially during Lucky Cyan's arc, but like.
No, but I'm saying like, Nice is technically like.
And before Nice's, yeah.
He's the end point.
Yeah.
Hey, Cyan. You can call me.
Okay, so this is when they first met.
Will do. Nice to meet you.
And this is my son, Big Johnny.
So the zombie thing hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
He must really like you too. Oh yeah, the ranking matches are coming up soon. Get Cyan to bless you so you can win.
Didn't it just happen?
Happy to try. No, thank you.
It's me. Do it.
Oh my. I told you she was plotting.
I'm gonna hand over my title so easily.
About to break somebody's kneecap. Alright.
The 18th HAT ranking tournament is about to begin. Is a hero famous for her inspiring speeches.
So she got a spear.
To create a new world order.
Queen.
Where is Boa?
And her opponent, a mysterious contestant
Oh, it's
who leaped into
him.
the top 10 right before the matches. His name is yet to be registered into the hero roster.
Damn it, I'm trying to stop that fast. Oh my god.
They ain't even gonna show us the fight.
What was his ability?
The hero ranking. A nameless hero has
He was him in the trailer.
in a matter of seconds.
And you know, I assumed that he was number one, right? Just because they ain't shown him yet. But he was all over the promotional stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe by the time we get to our regular timeline, he rose to the number one hero.
I
Does look like he's making his way through the ranks now.
So this is failure.
Her first
crazy.
AL.
That's an amazing one-liner.
Talk. What is going on? Calm down. This is worse for me than it is for you. Who the hell is he? I haven't the faintest idea. We've searched every last
The main character has appeared.
ghost. What? Come on.
No, he's a
Are you trying to
ghost.
tell me the guy doesn't exist? In fact, I'm on my way to meet him. I'm at the top floor now.
So he is the number one. He did make it a number one.
Wow, that girl lost her spot immediately. Oh,
no signs of life.
I am devastated.
Fear?
Sexy superhero wins us off. Queen's made a joke of herself. I would be out on the streets.
That is fear.
But it's fine. If I do end up an unemployed loser, I'll just hang with Boa. We'll both be broke clowns.
Damn.
Of course. She's your daughter.
So look like
so many questions.
so look like Bo about to turn into a villain. Oh man, this was a nice episode. Of course, you know, the episode setting stuff up, but this was a nice episode.
Yeah, we got a lot of like background information
Yeah.
about stuff.
So why you get your thoughts together over there? I think one of the first things I want to talk about is because I think I finally cracked the code, right? The whole, you know, every time we've been seeing, you know, just watching this episode, right, and it just say year 28, year 15, whatever at the commission, right? That must be after the commission was established, right? So the commission is a fairly new committee, and that makes sense, right? Because I guess, you know, heroes are, you know, still fairly new in the world, right? Obviously, even just from what they were showing in, you know, in this episode, right? So, you know, if heroes are still fairly new, so that means, you know, of course, you know, the commission is as well, right? But also it seems like when that commission was made, maybe they also established trust as well, because it seemed like I thought that trust like was some like built-in power into this verse, but it almost seems like something that they established though.
That's what I got caught up on too. I'm like, so trust is trust itself seems to be a system, but I thought it was just weaved into the world apparently.
Yeah.
At some point, I guess the commission or something established it.
Yeah.
And people started to gain powers, but I'm just like, that's so interesting. Like, what was the catalyst to that?
That's really interesting, right? Because I was always wondering, you know, why they was telling me like it's so many years after the commission, like why is that important, right? Because it must be important because like whenever the commission was established, right, it ushered in a new era for them. Like that's why they're, you know, doing these years in these calendars like this right now. It's just it's crazy. So like you said, what actually, if, you know, trust wasn't here all along, you know, what the hell, who or what has the power to even do something like this, you know, on a global scale, right? Like what the hell was going on?
What was the catalyst that made them feel like they need to do this, or like caused it? Because in the beginning of the episode, Queen pointed out like the commission hero like the events or things that end up like happening due to like hero action are like rampant, even with like, and granted the commission has come and they've helped, but they haven't done enough. So I'm like, okay, heroes existed either like a little bit before commission establishment, or they arrived around the same time or some shit like that. That's like my thought process just from that. But still, what the fuck caused it? Because it doesn't sound like the commission ushered in heroes. It sounded like they were kind of like a thing beforehand, based on what she said.
Yeah.
So that is super interesting. And then also we finally get to see like the establishment of like these companies that make up the commission, such as Treatment and the MGM, which we now know like Uncle Rock was in charge of. But that also like brings into an interesting, if Rock was in charge of MGM and he was a public figure, how the fuck did old boy not know?
You youngin.
I guess maybe because of how many years had passed, but it's just so interesting that he.
Yeah, and it's also I'm not exactly sure where exactly this episode took place in the timeline, right? Because it seems like this could have been before the events of like the zombies and stuff with Calamity's arc, but it also we probably could have skipped past that afterwards, like after the fight between her and the mystery guy, right? So we probably could have skipped ahead then.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say this episode seems to take place in a lot of different like time. Because if you remember, Queen technically like her first appearance was in Cyan's episode when she was before she even like made her public debut.
Correct.
And like this episode seemed to even bounce around that because we saw Cyan escape the church in this episode. But we know that took place like later on. We can see her joining the agency in this episode technically. So like this one bounces around a little bit, at least within like the last arc that we just got done with. But and all intents and purposes, the anime is moving like in reverse chronological order because Queen and Cyan are like at least the starting point, like in terms of like timeline wise, are like the start, and then Nice seems where Commoner is.
Yeah.
Is the end? Is like the end.
Present. Yeah.
Yeah. So that in itself is also interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They gave us like they started off the story with just telling us a story about the present, and then just took us back a bit to to introduce us to other heroes and stuff. Which is still understandable though. But yeah, it's just interesting that that's how they did it though.
Yeah, it's just, because I'm very like this is the penultimate episode for this season. Next episode is the season finale.
Next episode is season finale? I thought it was 13. I could have sworn it was more episodes than 12.
Oh, maybe.
I thought it was 24. I thought we confirmed this already.
When I just looked it up, it said 12.
Okay, well we'll have to see. I could have sworn.
Yeah, give me 1 second, because I checked before recording.
Yeah.
And according to Google, 12 is like the last one, but let me look at.
Okay. Well, while he's doing that, everybody, I'm just going to head on to the next topic here. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was, and it's not the first time that we heard about this concept, but the Hero X, essentially, right? A Hero X is the number one hero, and Hero X also may be the head of the commission, or at least have some kind of like strong pull within the commission, because Queen stated that once she became Hero X, she'll abolish the trust system and change a whole bunch of other stuff as well, right? She basically said she would do a whole bunch of things once she became Hero X, right? So that means she has to have so Hero X has to have some sort of power also within the commission too, right? So whether that be he's the head of the commission, or just like I said, just a strong figure within the commission that can still has heavy weight, right? Or heavy votes, if you will. So that's one thing.
Now, I'm also like, it was interesting because I thought when Boa was like, let's do it, I thought for a second, her like that was related to old boy. But she seemed, no, that did not seem related at all. And I'm just like, oh shit. Well, what does that mean?
Oh yeah, I was just about to ask that. Yeah, but did you? Did Boa call in old boy, or was there something different? Yeah, that's a good question. Was her calling him in part of Boa's plan, or was that something something completely different? Right? Was she? Was this? And it seems like this is something completely different, right? Because now at the end scene, right, we saw Boa with all that fear starting to accumulate around her. So maybe old boy was not in her plan, right? I'm pretty sure her plan wasn't to lose, right? To lose her number one spot. So
okay, so live check results. It is 24 episodes for this season.
Okay.
It's just Google is only showing what like confirmed right now.
Gotcha.
Because the release, according to the website of the 2B Hero X website, which not only tells you the episode, the supposed release dates of the next episode, it also tells you what characters we're gonna get.
Are coming up. Okay, they have a whole website out. I didn't know that. Well, I don't want to be spoiled on who we're going to.
Yeah,
so
I'm not telling. Okay, my bad. My bad. I didn't consider that necessarily a spoiler, but I see what you mean.
Yeah, no, for me, I would consider that a spoiler. I think a lot of other people as well too. But that's interesting. I didn't know they had a website out. So, for those who are interested, it seems like No To Be Hero Hex has an official website out. Is even with the episode licensing. Apparently, the characters as well that we're going to be meeting in said episodes. So, if you're interested, in that information, it's out there. Anything else you wanted to touch upon? I know you was doing that lab check for a second. I don't know if you got your thoughts together over there.
Give me a second. I guess the only thing I'm interested to see what the tournament structure is. Cause I'm wondering, like, they didn't make it seem like any time had passed, or not. It didn't seem like a lot of time had passed in between, like, Boa becoming number 1 and her.
Yeah, it didn't.
Number 10. So that's why I was like, is this just like how long does the tournament last? And then how long can you qualify to rank as number 1? Because I'm just like, if Boa won number 1 and then immediately this other guy shows up and just takes it, that's kind of shitty.
Yeah, that is an interesting
like,
question. Yeah, because in the same episode, we saw Boa rise to number 1 and then lose her spot in the same episode. So that's a good question. How long do these tournaments last? Is it just like a situation where anybody can challenge, anybody in the top 10 can challenge each other anytime type of situation, right? Like that, and that's kind of seems like why it went by so fast. Or did we truly actually skip like a couple of months or whatever years in this episode as well?
I'm hinging that we skipped a couple of months ahead because just off of the Commoners episode, right? They said in the last episode for him is that the hero ranking battles were coming up.
Yeah.
In his episode, so I'm just like, this must be. So I'm saying it's probably safe bet to assume that like some months had passed from Boa becoming number 1 or Hero X as it's called in this universe to that what we saw with Queen and No Name is I guess what I should call him for right now.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah, that's interesting. I guess maybe hopefully the next episode will clear a little bit more about exactly where we're at in the timeline, because we did kind of jump around a bit here. Because even in this episode, they showed the beginning of Furman's story as well.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm really interested to see, I guess, like what they'll be using this character for in terms of like telling the story. Because if so far, besides each episode, besides telling obviously like the main whichever focus character they have, they also reveal things slowly about like hero society / like the world that they're in.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what's Queen's purpose, because like for Cyan it was like fear. Commoner, technically you could be like anybody could be a hero, and Esol is like the dark under dealings of the hero world
and the hero managements and stuff of that nature. Because of his arc, we know these groups are dealing with bad stuff. Hell, even do the last arc because of Lucky Cyan, right? So I'm with you there. What does Queen's arc, what purpose does her arc serve? That is a good question. Another thing I'm interested in, right, if our theory is correct about trust being more of an established system or an established power that was set up by the commission, what the hell does that mean for fear? Right? Is fear like an originate? Because like everything that we've seen so far, it seems like fear is like an originating power, or is it, or it could be a byproduct of trust. We don't know just yet, but so far we've seen fear just accumulates like on its own due to the person's fears or whatever. But it seems like an inorganic thing. There we go. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. I think it might be a byproduct just because of like what we saw in Cyan's thing with her the manager that they have. He seemed to want to tap into or research fear more, and he was like, "This is the perfect opportunity to gather data." That's, if I remember correctly, that's what he said right before like Cyan went to go confront the orphanage leader and save a friend. So to me, I think what you said is that maybe fear has always been like a byproduct of like lack of trust in like some way, shape, or form, but they've never been able to really test or play with it as much as they might want to or something like that.
It's just interesting because now it just makes me think like, if this, trust was truly something set up by the commission, right? Like they set up this power and then also inadvertently created something else in the process, right? That's all I'm thinking about. It's just like, cause it's just crazy once, cause yeah, it's just crazy. Cause like, if trust was set up by a system, it's just crazy to think like something of this scale can be set up on, you know, on the human race at this large of a scale. Like, somebody like a damn angel must have came down from the sky or something. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, y'all that y'all set up trust. Like, it's just confusing at the same time, but interesting as hell to me though.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see like the origin of this, like what is that and how did it come about? Because like as you said, the whole world, how did they do it? And then the question is why, right? Like, man, no, this shit's crazy. It gets crazy. I say this all the time, but the story gets crazier. I feel like every time they peel a layer back.
Yeah, no, they're fantastic storytelling so far. They've been doing a great job. Just like, you know, just dumping bits of, like you mentioned earlier, you know, dumping bits and pieces here and there with each arc, and like you said earlier, you know, each arc having each character in the arc, you know, serving a purpose for the grander scale of the world as well, and the world building as well. So yeah, I mean, it's been a good time though. Anything else you want to touch upon here?
No, I think that was the last thing I really wanted to touch on.
All right. Well, everybody, that's, you know, everything that we had to say about this episode. Of course, you know, this episode, there's a lot of stuff in this episode. You know, please let us know down below in the comments if there's anything that we may if there's anything that we may have missed for this episode. You know, if there's anything, you know, that we should discuss, you know, for next episode as well. So, you know, let us know down below in the comments, everybody. With all that being said, we'll see you all next week for episode 12, everybody. Peace out.